Power Rankings presented by Google Pixel. Fortune favors the Chiefs. They are currently number one. How about a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl? Wouldn't that be something? We've been talking about all the possible permutations, and it occurred to me yesterday, I haven't really thought about the Chiefs and the Eagles. Andy Reid getting a shot against the team that fired him in the ultimate game? Yes, I'll take that.
Yeah, Andy Reid Bowl, Kelsey Brothers Bowl, big one for Northeast Ohio if that happens. Patrick Mahomes against Jalen Hurts, I would absolutely love to see that. There's a lot of intriguing storylines in that one for sure.
Okay, so this is the first time that you've had a chance to sit in the contrarian chair. This is how it usually goes. Sims finds something to complain about in the power rankings. So I will give you the floor. Complain about whatever you'd like to, and I have thick skin for the most part. I won't be upset. What do you have a problem with other than the fact that the Browns aren't in the top 5?
I mean, the Browns should not be in the top 5, and neither should the Rams if you want to talk about teams that I'm connected to. This is on the sheet, but I also agree with it. The Titans, why are they so far behind the Patriots? The Titans lost to the Bengals. That's not a bad thing to me. Those are two really competitive teams. Why do we think that the Patriots are that much better than the Titans? What am I missing here? And the Seahawks, for that matter.
Well, remember, this is a living, breathing organism that changes week to week. And
yeah, I know.
That probably would have been a better question last week because the Patriots were already ahead of the Titans, and I don't have a good answer for you as to why that happened. I think there must have been a loss by the Titans at some point that dropped them behind the Patriots. You know, there's an old school college poll, UPI, AP vibe to it where when you hold a spot, when you have a spot, you hold it as long as you keep winning. And look at all those teams that dropped. They all lost. People want to know why the Bengals went up 6 spots. Everybody in front of them lost, except for the Vikings. Ravens, Giants, Patriots, Seahawks, Titans all lose, so the Bengals leapfrog all of them. So the Patriots were already 2 spots ahead of the Titans, so that's why they're where they are. And again, this isn't a predictive tool. This isn't a mathematical model that's aimed at deciding who would win if these two teams got together. It's just kind of where they are right now. I'll admit that maybe the Titans should be higher. The problem is I always wrestle with this. Look, if I hadn't dropped them a spot, it's rare that a team loses and I don't put them down. And it's even rarer that a team loses and I prop them up. Sometimes it'll be like a bad team that barely loses to a really good team, and I'll bump them up a few spots among the dregs of the NFL. But this was just one where it was kind of easy for me to just drop everybody. Everybody goes down 1. You lost, you drop 1. Giants, you go down 1. Patriots, you go down 1. Seahawks, you go down 1. Maybe the Seahawks should have gone down farther, though, if they got shredded by the Raiders the way they did. That's probably where I screwed up. I should have dropped the Seahawks even farther. Maybe they should be, frankly, behind the Commanders at this point.
Probably. But also you could make the argument that that they maybe should be behind the Bucks. But I mean, the Bucks are worse, I think, than they could be. I also don't have that much confidence in the Chargers. The Chargers, they don't do it for me. I mean, beating the Atlanta Falcons doesn't mean that much. And once you get down to that point in the power rankings, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, what are we really arguing about here? But, I mean, Chargers don't impress me much.
Well, let me tell you, we're arguing about everything because it's amazing. For as meaningless as they are.
That's why I don't get fired up about these.
The meaning that people give to them and the extent to which people go nuts. It's a meaningless ranking. And I tell you, one of the great areas of indication for me, can we flip to the next page? Broncos. Not that I'm rooting against the Broncos, but I do remember this. When the season began and I had the Broncos at 19, I had a lot of upset Denver fans.
Oh, I remember that.
How dare you put the Broncos at 19? Right now, they would love to be in the top 20. They're not even in the top 30 right now, and there are no complaints from anyone in Denver. In fact, they would like to be below 32 if that would mean Nathaniel Hackett is out. We'll take spot number 40. Put some of the SEC teams in front of us. Put Northwestern in front of us if it means getting what we want, which is a coaching change. It's a shame, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, I know. It is a shame, but like, man, oh man, oh man. Like we said earlier in the show, when you can't even score 20 points, yeah, that's what happens here, man. And the Houston Texans, I mean, what a woeful franchise that is right now. So, when you're down there with the Texans, that says a lot about where you are.
Well, and look at the Rams at 29. Scott Pioli, the former GM of the Chiefs, and before that, the VP of Player Personnel with the Patriots, tweeted this the other day. Through 11 games, the Rams' 3-8 start is tied for the worst in NFL history by a defending Super Bowl champion, shared with the 87 Giants, who played 3 games with replacement players during a strike-shortened season. The next worst was the 49ers, 3-6 in 1982 in a strike-shortened season. So this is the worst that a Super Bowl team has done in a non-strike year the following year, and they're at 3-8. And again, Broncos, Rams. I can get you good tickets if you want to stay in LA for the Christmas holiday. You can have a lot of space to yourself. You can spread out everything you want to eat and drink. And I mean, all kidding aside, the Rams are encouraging season ticket holders who would otherwise just burn the tickets, I guess, to give them to charity. They have an inducement where they're going to have prizes available if you donate your tickets to charity, because the thinking is people who otherwise would not be able to afford to go to a game will ignore the fact that it's Broncos Rams and still go to the game.
I mean, if that's a happy Christmas.
I
want to go to Inglewood. I don't know.
I'd love to go. I'd love to go. If I couldn't afford to go to a game, I'd love to go to a game. I would still think twice about going to see Broncos Rams. If I knew anything about football, I would think twice. I mean, it's great to go to the stadium. It's a nice, It is
one of the coolest stadiums you can go to. Yeah. Well,
it's an awesome stadium. It would be a great way to spend the day.
Yeah.
But it's still Broncos Rams. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.